People say that the world's most magnificent skyscrapers are built with steel and cold concrete, but I know the hidden truth behind these massive walls. This tower was built using 10 years of my youth, my sweat, and the calculated lies of the man standing in the center of the spotlight. Marcus looks at this building as his greatest trophy, a monument to his ego, while I look at it as a beautifully crafted steel trap. He thinks he has climbed to the summit of the world, but he has forgotten that every peak is built upon a foundation he never understood. The city lights dance across the glass, masking the cold reality of betrayal that has been festering in the dark for over a long decade. I have learned the art of silence, not because of weakness, but because I was waiting for the exact moment when the numbers would speak. 10 long years of working in the shadows, pouring my soul into blueprints that would eventually change the entire skyline of this heartless, cold city. I was the hidden brain behind every curve and every beam, while he was merely the face the world chose to admire and celebrate tonight. He promised me recognition and a fair share of the glory, but in this world, promises are just sketches, drawn on shifting, unstable sand. His hand on my shoulder felt heavy with the weight of his ambition, an ambition that never truly included my name in the final credits. I gathered the documents in silence, hidden beneath the noise of his rising fame, preparing for the day the truth would finally come to light. Every tick of that clock was a reminder of the patience required to build an empire and the patience required to watch it fall apart. The moment of his greatest triumph has arrived. He steps onto the stage, basking in the artificial warmth of the spotlights and the roaring crowd. He believes he is untouchable, a god of modern architecture, standing atop a pedestal of glass that I personally designed and meticulously calculated for him. He tells the world that he is the sole creator of this miracle, erasing my existence with every word that leaves his lying, arrogant mouth. A name erased from history is a dangerous thing, because once you have nothing left to lose, you become the most powerful person in room. He looks at me and sees a nameless assistant, a ghost from his past who has served her purpose and can now be easily discarded. The moment he thinks he has won everything is the exact moment he has lost it all, for he forgot who holds the master keys. I move through the sea of guests like a shadow coming to life, carrying the weight of 10 years in a single elegant leather folder. He smiles at me, expecting a congratulation, but his smile begins to fade as I place the reality of his situation directly before his eyes. You can keep the fame and the flashing lights, Marcus, but this building, every brick and every digital system, belongs legally and entirely to me. The color drains from his face as he realizes the magnitude of his mistake. The foundation he thought was his is actually owned by me. Every structural patent, every innovative design choice, and even the ground this tower stands on is registered under one name, and it is mine. The operating licenses will expire by tomorrow morning unless I sign the confirmation. If you want your glory, you will have to buy it. The silence between us is deafening, filled with the shattered remains of his ego and the sudden realization that his empire is built on borrowed time. I do not need to scream to be heard. My silence for the last decade was the perfect blueprint for your inevitable and spectacular downfall. I leave him with his trophies and his fear. The world belongs to those who prepare, and I have prepared for this moment since day one. The cool night air feels like victory. I am no longer a ghost in someone else's story. I am the author of my own destiny. Never underestimate a woman who spent 10 years building an empire in the dark. The light always finds its way to the true creator eventually. Behind me, the great tower pulses with uncertainty. It is a giant made of glass and steel, waiting for its master to give the word. Real power does not reside in the height of a building, but in the hands of the person who owns the original drawings of it. I built it to reach the clouds, but I also designed it to be dismantled with a single stroke of my pen if I choose. A new day begins, and with it, a new era. The shadows have vanished, and the blueprints for the future are finally mine to command. The final draft has been delivered, and this time, there is only one name on the cover. My name is finally where it belongs today. I am Elena, the architect of my own life, and the world is finally ready to see what I can build when I am free. The legacy I leave behind will not be one of betrayal, but one of resilience, brilliance, and the courage to reclaim what was always mine. This is not just the end of a long journey. It is the beginning of a reign that no man can ever take from me. The zenith was just a beginning. I have a whole world to redesign, and this time the world will remember exactly who I am.